Welcome to my channel Valuable Coins, All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. Every coin tells a story, but some whisper secrets that only a few sharp-eyed collectors ever uncover. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1971 is one such coin. Common in appearance, yet cloaked in mystery, history, and hidden value. While millions of Americans may have casually dropped this little copper coin into vending machines, parking meters, or piggy banks, few ever realized that a rare handful of 1971 Lincoln cents were destined to become legends in the world of numismatics. What makes this penny so captivating isn't just its age or design. It's the unusual characteristics that turn a simple piece of change into a jaw-dropping treasure worth far more than anyone might expect. First, let's explore the origin of the Lincoln cent itself. Introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse proudly displays Lincoln's enduring profile, a design so iconic it has survived over a century with only subtle adjustments. In 1959, the reverse was redesigned to showcase the Lincoln Memorial, cementing the coin's tribute to both the man and the monument that bears his name. By 1971, the U.S. Mint had been producing the Memorial Reverse Lincoln cent for over a decade, and it continued to strike billions of these coins each year. However, even in such enormous numbers, a few rare mistakes or unique minting quirks slipped through the cracks. And that's where the magic lies. In 1971, Lincoln cents were struck at all three major U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can tell the difference based on whether the coin has a small letter under the date, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mark for Philadelphia. Most of these pennies are incredibly common, but rare die varieties and errors are what excite collectors. One of the most famous and valuable varieties from this year is the 1971 double die obverse. In this version, parts of the design, especially the inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1971, appear to be slightly but clearly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. This doubling is visible even without a magnifying glass and is extremely sought after. Beyond doubling errors, condition plays a massive role in a coin's value. A 1971 penny that was never circulated, stored carefully, and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC can command an enormous premium. Coins with the elusive red designation, meaning their original copper luster remains vibrant and untarnished, are particularly valuable. These brilliant red coins are like miniature time capsules from over 50 years ago, capturing the craftsmanship and metallic beauty that the mint produced that year. And when you pair that level of preservation with a dramatic mint error or doubling variety, you end up with a coin that goes from 1 cent to a collector's dream. Collectors around the world hunt tirelessly for rare pennies like this. Some search coin rolls from banks, others comb through estate sales, and many simply check their change every day, hoping to strike gold in the form of copper. It's not just about money, though that certainly helps. It's about the thrill of discovery, the connection to American history, and the joy of holding something truly rare. Few hobbies combine history, art, and treasure hunting the way coin collecting does, and the 1971 Lincoln cent represents all of that in a small, humble, circular form. So the next time you see a penny from 1971, don't be so quick to toss it aside. It could be one of the few rare examples that make seasoned collectors' hearts race. Because one special 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny, preserved in stunning condition and showcasing exceptional mint characteristics, was once sold for an astonishing $130,000. Top 2. In the vast landscape of American coinage, where history, craftsmanship, and mystery converge, few coins spark as much excitement and intrigue as the Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1970. At first glance, this copper coin might seem like just another penny, the kind you'd find in change after a purchase or buried at the bottom of a forgotten drawer. But hidden within the millions produced that year are a select few that possess something extraordinary. These aren't just coins. They are numismatic treasures, prized by collectors for their rarity, unique characteristics, and stunning value. Today, we journey into the world of the 1970 Lincoln penny and uncover the secrets that make it one of the most valuable and fascinating coins in modern American history. The Lincoln cent has always held a special place in the hearts of Americans. Since its introduction in 1909, the coin has featured the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of honesty, resilience, and unity. The reverse side, throughout much of the 20th century, displayed the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a majestic image that further commemorated the 16th president's legacy. By 1970, the coin had become a routine part of everyday life, yet that year brought with it a handful of cents that were anything but ordinary. Among them, a few rare examples emerged that would eventually turn heads in the coin-collecting community for their errors, minting anomalies. In near-perfect condition point, one of the most famous features of the 1970 Lincoln penny is the potential for a double die obverse, a striking error in which the image or lettering appears doubled, often visible in the date, the word liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." These errors occur during the minting process when the coin die strikes the planchet more than once, slightly misaligned each time. The result is a dramatic visual doubling that collectors eagerly seek. There are also 1970 small date and large date varieties, particularly from the San Francisco Mint, which carry their own levels of rarity and desirability depending on the die characteristics and strike quality. The condition of the coin plays a pivotal role in its value. Coins that have remained untouched since minting, preserved in pristine condition with sharp details and original luster, are known as mint state coins and can command significant premiums. Among these, coins graded MS 67 and higher, meaning nearly flawless, are exceptionally rare and often auctioned for high sums. The 1970 Lincoln cent, when featuring the right combination of error and condition, has become a beacon for collectors, many of whom spend years searching for just one perfect specimen. But what truly makes this coin remarkable is the possibility that such a valuable artifact could still be hiding in plain sight. Found in old collections, change jars, estate sales, or even pocket change, one of these elusive 1970 pennies can transform an ordinary day into one of the most memorable moments in a collector's life. The thrill of the hunt, the chase for that once-in-a-lifetime find, and the joy of holding a piece of American history in your hand is what fuels the passion behind numismatics. And in one unforgettable instance, a nearly flawless 1970 Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring one of the most sought-after double-die errors and graded in exceptional mint state condition, stunned collectors when it sold for an astonishing $150,000. Top 3. Every so often, a tiny piece of copper slips through the cracks of everyday life and emerges as a true treasure. Imagine finding a coin that most people wouldn't even glance at, a simple penny from 1990, and learning that it holds a value that could change your life. Yes, you heard that right. The United States Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1990, a coin you might think is just another in the sea of spare change, has turned out to be a legendary piece for collectors and investors. But what could possibly make a coin so common, so easily overlooked, transform into an extraordinary artifact worth a fortune? Let's take a journey back to the year 1990. The world was entering a new era. The Berlin Wall had just fallen, the internet was slowly beginning to take shape, and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins to support a booming economy. Among these, the Lincoln penny continued its long-standing tradition. Since 1909, the Lincoln cent has remained one of the most iconic American coins, initially introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. Over the years, the coin has seen design changes, composition shifts, and special commemorative issues, but one thing has remained constant: its place in American history and daily life. Now, the 1990 Lincoln penny might seem like just another member of this enormous family, minted in the billions, with most of them circulating in wallets, coin jars, and desk drawers. However, a few extremely rare and valuable versions of the 1990 penny have emerged over time, and they're unlike anything you'd expect. What makes them different? It all comes down to errors, condition, and hidden secrets from within the minting process. Certain 1990 pennies, for example, are known to have been struck with missing mint marks, particularly those that should have had an S mark for the San Francisco Mint, but don't. This specific error is incredibly rare, and it's what separates a 1-cent coin from a six-figure windfall. But the mint mark isn't the only factor that determines value. Another element is the condition of the coin. Most pennies have seen wear and tear, handled by countless hands over decades. But some lucky coins were never circulated. They were preserved in pristine, almost untouched condition, with sharp details, full luster, and not a scratch in sight. These mint state or proof condition coins are the true stars of the numismatic world. Professional grading agencies like PCGS and NGC have awarded top grades to a select few 1990 Lincoln cents. And when one of these high-grade examples combines rarity with condition, especially with that missing mint mark, it becomes a collector's dream. Just imagine the excitement of finding such a coin. A small penny resting in your change, easily overlooked, but upon closer inspection, it reveals the characteristics of a true rarity. It's the thrill of discovery, the blending of history, chance, and meticulous minting details that make the world of rare coins so captivating. Collectors aren't just chasing old metal. They're chasing the story, the craftsmanship, and the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hold something truly special in their hands. So, the next time you're handed a penny, don't dismiss it. Examine it. Study the date. Look for imperfections or anomalies. Because hidden among the billions of coins out there are treasures waiting to be found. Treasures like the astonishing 1990 Lincoln 1-cent penny that once sold for an incredible $100,000. Top 4. Every now and then, a coin comes along that takes the collecting world by surprise, not because it's covered in gold or encrusted with gems, but because it's hiding in plain sight. That's exactly the case with the 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny. To most people, it's a simple piece of copper or zinc, often dismissed as the least valuable denomination in American currency. But if you've ever found yourself holding on to old coins, hoping one might be special, then the 1982 Lincoln penny is the one to watch. This is a coin with a secret, a history of transition, and for a lucky few, a staggering value that has left collectors in awe. The year 1982 was a turning point in the production of the Lincoln cent, and it all comes down to the cost of materials. For decades, pennies were made primarily of copper, but by the early 1980s, the price of copper had risen so much that producing a 1-cent coin was actually costing more than its face value. In response, the U.S. Mint decided to make a major change. Midway through 1982, they switched the penny's composition from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a copper-plated zinc core. This wasn't a small tweak, it was a massive shift in how the coin was made. But here's where things get really interesting. Both types of pennies were made during the same year, resulting in a fascinating array of varieties. There are 7 known major varieties of the 1982 Lincoln penny. Some are large date, some are small date, and some are copper while others are zinc. These subtle differences may sound minor, but to collectors, they mean everything. It has led to an intense hunt for specific combinations, especially the elusive small date version struck on a copper planchet. Most small date 1982 pennies are made of zinc, so discovering one made of copper has sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. These coins are rare beyond belief, and their authenticity must be carefully verified by weighing and expert analysis. Imagine what that means for everyday people. A coin that most would overlook, something that could be sitting in a coffee can or resting in a child's piggy bank, might be a hidden treasure. The only way to know for sure is to examine every detail, the shape of the numbers and the date, the weight of the coin, the color of the metal. To the trained eye, the right combination can trigger excitement akin to striking gold. It's a modern-day treasure hunt that's happening in homes, garages, and antique shops across the country. Collectors love these coins not just for their rarity, but for the story they tell. The 1982 penny marks a unique moment in American minting history, when economics forced a centuries-old institution to adapt, and in doing so, unintentionally created a series of coins that would become legendary. Some of the most pristine examples have surfaced years later in uncirculated rolls or carefully stored collections, untouched by time. They are like time capsules, whispering of a year when pennies quietly transformed forever. And here's the part that truly takes the breath away. While most people wouldn't think twice about tossing a 1982 penny into a jar or dropping it into a vending machine, one exceptional example of the rare variety recently sold to a collector for a life-changing $100,000. Top 5. In the vast sea of pocket change that passes through our hands every day, few people ever stop to consider that one small copper coin could be worth more than a brand new luxury car or even a house. Yet hidden among those seemingly ordinary coins lies the potential for unbelievable discoveries, and one such coin that has taken the world of collectors by storm is the 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it looks like just another penny from the millions minted in the early 1970s. It bears the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, like so many others. But behind this modest appearance is a story of rarity, condition, and collector demand that has transformed a once common cent into a legendary treasure worth a fortune. The 1973 Lincoln penny was part of a long and proud tradition that began in 1909 to honor one of America's most respected presidents. Over the decades, the design of the penny remained relatively consistent, but what makes specific coins like the 1973 issue so incredibly valuable isn't the design itself, it's the rare errors, unusual characteristics, and pristine preservation that set them apart from the rest. During the early 70s, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, and the sheer volume of production meant that quality control couldn't catch every anomaly. That's where the opportunity lies for collectors: the mistakes, the oddities, and the few coins that somehow managed to remain untouched by circulation all these years. Some of the most valuable 1973 pennies discovered have displayed exceptional features, including striking errors like off-center strikes, double die errors, or coins struck on the wrong planchets, such as silver dime blanks or experimental metal compositions. These rare variants are the holy grail for numismatists, and when combined with superb condition, often certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, they can command staggering prices at auction. The dream of finding such a coin in a forgotten drawer or a childhood coin collection continues to inspire both veteran collectors and casual hobbyists alike. But it's not just about errors or rare variants. Even a standard 1973 Lincoln penny, when preserved in flawless mint state, can attract fierce bidding among collectors. Coins graded MS-67 or higher, with full original luster and no marks visible to the naked eye, are remarkably rare. It's not easy for a coin made for everyday use to survive the rigors of circulation without a scratch. That's why high-grade examples of the 1973 penny are prized like rare gems, often locked away in secure display cases or passed down through generations as prized possessions. Imagine holding a penny from 1973. One that might have been tucked away for decades in a coin folder or coin roll, never knowing that it could one day be worth a small fortune. That's the beauty of numismatics. It's not just a hobby, but a journey through history, rarity, and surprise discoveries. The thrill of finding that one special coin that breaks the mold keeps the community passionate and always searching. And yes, while most 1973 pennies may forever remain humble 1-cent pieces, there exists at least one extraordinary specimen that defied expectations. This particular Lincoln penny, due to its flawless condition and extraordinary rarity, was once sold for an astonishing $120,000.